Well, finally a sunny day in southern Rhode Island. I want to thank people for all their positive feedback on the channeling so far. The coronavirus issue has been something that's really prompted Jeshua to ask me to start bringing through messages. Though this is something I've been doing for about 10 years now, working privately with people, and it grew out of my experience both as being a Course in Miracles teacher for 25, 30 years, and also a senior pathway teacher in the Way of Mastery, which is kind of a sequel to A Course in Miracles. It was through private sessions with the channel of the Way of Mastery that I volunteered to become a channel, and Jeshua's been using that occasionally and periodically since. It's one of the first times I've shared something publicly, so I hope that it's helpful for everyone, and that's certainly my intention. And wishing blessings to you all as we start going into one of the most challenging times really in our lives, I think, in America. But I try to keep my opinions and my feelings about it out of the way and let Jeshua come through as a servant to him in this process. So thank you for listening, and we'll start. He's asking me to bring through another message, so I'll do the prayer and then we'll begin with that. Indeed, beloved friends, we come to you again to discuss your current times and the great transition that is occurring both inner and outer. For though your science may suggest that these are, in a sense, two separate things, from one way of looking at it, external things affecting you. In fact, when you look at the higher science, if you would call it that, metaphysical reality is another word for it, you would see that there is one power. That power expresses itself in what could be called hierarchies, and what you call your physical laws, they obey themselves to some extent. But when a higher law comes in, like in your courts, your higher court overrules the lower. When love, in its purity and power, comes in, physical laws are transcended. This is because the physical laws are merely a tool of love, helping you have a system of experience, which has a consistency to it, so that fear might be reduced and you might have an avenue for returning home to truth. Well, enough of all that. We come at a somber and sobering time. Not a time absent from joy, in that there is a birthing taking place. And what this is all leading to will be, it is up to you how exactly it goes, because you are the ones creating it. But there is a plan, an atonement plan, which is unfolding, and this virus is indeed part of that. There is never a requirement for suffering, but when you as a free soul and the aggregate, the entire community of free souls abiding on your planet choose certain orientations, we might say unloving orientations, the perception that you are a victim, the perception that you can be guilty, the perception that you are lost and cannot be found, that God has left you, or that God does not even exist. That is a popular one in your recent times. And yet the Creator continues loving you. And an aspect of that unbroken love is your freedom to generate your own experience. And that sovereignty is absolute, we would say. The only thing that you cannot do is lose that freedom, because love cannot be opposed. It cannot be resisted in truth. For if you were to see truly, you would generate vision, true perception, through the thinking of loving thoughts, and those loving thoughts would illuminate your world and all events and occurrences in that world, including what you are going through now. That does not mean the world is not real. Even if you are having what could be called, in some ways, a dream, experiences coming from misperceptions, and could be said to be lies. It is not, we're not judging this. We are saying if you believe something that is not true and then run as if you know that it is true, there is not a pure honesty there. We're not saying it is bad. It is a way you create. It is a way you generate drama. And we do not mind if you generate drama. But we do not seek to deny the truth and the reality of you. For even if a dream is an illusion, it is relevant and important and essential now because you can only wake up where you are, and especially because of who the dreamer is. Dreams are not random. They express, in a sense, our relationship with the Creator because falseness is eventually drawn back to truth, and the unfoldment shows the truth, the movement from falseness into truth. Therefore, dreams can have meaning because the awakening process brings joy, recognition, and appreciation of the truth in a way that you might not have had if you were not first in the falseness. What we are trying to emphasize here is do not repress what you are feeling. Do not pretend it is just an illusion and therefore it does not mean anything. It may be an illusion, but it does not mean it does not mean anything. It is the place, the springboard from which you can have an alteration of perception. You can change your perception from the unloving thought, which is the sole generator of your illusion. And again, we will share that that is some form of the idea that something should be different. That something other than love is operating, an unloving thought, a thought which supports the idea of an unloving universe. On the other hand, you have the opportunity to transform those thoughts into loving perceptions. Everything is exactly how it should be. How might that be the case? And while this can bring a sense of meaning, and joy accompanies meaning, we would ask to consider at this particular time, as you are about to go through a tsunami of challenge, we would ask you to keep your hearts open, to allow yourself to experience the grief that will be coming, to embrace and engage all that is occurring, because if you do not, you will be repressing, you will be blocking, and there will come the idea that, I cannot handle this, I cannot deal with this, it is too much. And when there is the sense that something is too much and cannot be handled within, there comes the projection outwards onto the world. My pain is so great, I cannot heal it, and I cannot be with it, so I will blame it on that one. It was this one's fault because he is the leader and he did not test us soon enough. Or the ones from the other country, it is their fault, or someone's fault. And this is what leads to war. And it is false. Because the universe is a loving place, and you, beloved friends, have been given the greatest possible gift by your Creator, and that is the free choice to decide what your experience will be. And you make this decision at a soul level, and then play it out in the physical. It is like the physical is the movie screen and the soul is the projector. You cannot scrub it and change it on the movie screen, but you can see why it is your choice, and therefore have no desire to change what has occurred until now, but to see it as perfect. And then in that freedom, in that recognition of your truth and your empowerment and your sovereignty, then you are powerful enough to make a change as to what will happen next. But only that loving perception that you are free, and this is meaningful, whatever is occurring, even the grief, even the death, even the loss, as all souls step up to play their part, that they have volunteered for, bravely, heroically, lovingly, in an unfoldment which will lead to the enlightenment of mankind. I bring a message of great hope, and with it, a bit of a warning. It is time to amp up your courage and to feel, as a human being, as much as you can, to love what is arising, whatever it is, external events, internal feelings, internal experiences, external experiences, and see the oneness in all, the oneness between you and your brothers and your sisters and all that is occurring in the world, and indeed even your oneness, what is called the virus. It is time to steel yourself to what one of your singers calls, we like this very much, tying faith between the teeth. In the old stories, there would be one who would put a log or something between their teeth before the painful surgery. But what if faith were that thing? And we ask you to have faith in one thing and one thing alone, and that is love and the power and the healing and the meaning that it gives. You will see as your drama unfolds, increasingly, that the only thing of value that you can find in all of the chaos, in all of the grief, in all of the death, it is not revenge, it is not anger, it is not projection, it is not victimhood, it is not guilt. It is love. Love, loving perception, and this is your challenge at this time, and the challenge will grow now. We are with you. We are with you in your hospital rooms, in your funeral homes, in your quarantine. What is happening is not unknown to us. We are aware. We can see what is occurring. Call on us at any time. We are there. This is not a myth or an illusion or a belief. It is a physical reality, you could say. And we understand what you have chosen to undertake now and the challenge that it represents. And the great challenge is to continue to own that this is your creation and is meaningful. Not your creation in a bad way, but your creation in response to a worsening condition in the world which needed to be addressed and is being addressed in this event. If you own it and address it and feel it fully here and birth greater compassion, greater love, greater oneness, you will not need the next steps beyond this that could occur, which would be significantly more challenging than this one. Therefore, you are given a choice. To love and to heal is the only one we would focus on. And with that, we complete this sharing. Amen.